And so let's pick up where we left off. We are now reviewing episode 2 again. So she goes out to lunch with her friend Wanda, who happens to be the godmother of the kids. And Wanda agrees that they don't need tattoos, but she's glad that the kids are having a conversation because they're young and they're wanting to explore, and it's good that they're open with their mom. So Kimora decided to, compromise with the boys, and she agreed to allow them to get piercing. Kimora says that they're beginning to lose their innocence. Next up, they're going to be talking about girlfriends and driver's license. She's not ready. She says she's growing a lot as a mother, giving her kids the freedom to grow. She really misses Aoki, and she wishes that she'd call more. Also, Aoki hung up on her. Kimora threatens to take Aoki's inheritance if she doesn't return home soon. And Kimora settles with the boys again about getting their ears pierced. Kenzo says he's looking trim. Kimora is crying like when she cried when her daughters got their first blowouts to her. This is a huge milestone in their growth. And she takes a selfie with the boys, and that's the end of the episode. Let's get right into episode 3. This is Kimora back in the Fab Lane. All right, let's get right into it. In episode 3, is entitled The Prodigal Daughter Returns. So Aoki is finally back. Aoki said she went to Harvard at 16 years old. When she graduated, she was 20, and then she moved to New York and started her modeling career. She said she's been working since she was 16 years old. She really needed a break. She took a gap year and she went to Bali, Indonesia, where her father happens to be. I think she was visiting with him, to be honest. But they don't talk about the father on the show. I love Kimora, the way she's, so, mature about her exes. She doesn't badmouth her exes or talk bad about them in front of her children. She just takes care of her kids, and the fathers are basically non-factors. She was already living in New York. She said she was telling her Ming and Kimora that she loves backpacking and spiritual. She said, you want your kids to be well-adjusted and happy. That's what Kimora was saying. She likes to, make her own coffee. And Kenzo felt, that while Aoki was gone, that she barely communicated with him while she was in Bali. And Kimora volunteered Aoki services to model for Baby Fat. Now we're at a Baby Fat photo shoot for Kimora's at Kimora's house. Marcus Klinko, a friend and photographer, is there. She is watching Aoki work. She's modeling on top of the car. And shot number 2 was inside the car upside down. Aoki is very talented. And now we see Ming. She says things with her and Aoki are strange. She left after Thanksgiving. She didn't miss, she still she didn't miss her sister. She felt like it can't always, it's allowed to be about me sometimes. Ming is the oldest. And I think, when the eldest daughter is there, she assumes a lot of responsibility, and sometimes that might make her feel invisible. Because when she said that, I get a feeling that, Ming feels a little unseen sometimes. Min and Aoki argue about her looks, and now we are in LA in California. Kimora goes golfing with her best friend Wanda. You already know she's the godmother of the kids. Things have been tense at the house. She said Ming and Aoki have been arguing, and Kenzo is mad at Aoki's lack of communication while she was in Bali. There was a coyote on the golf course, and she's like, I don't like coyotes or ex-husbands. Okay, we see you, Kimora, being a little shady. And so Knight is their golf trainer or teacher, or however you want to call it. And he teaches them how to golf. Kimora doesn't want to get freckles from the sun. From the sun. She has, sensitive skin. She said that even though things are chaos, she'd rather be home with her family. Kimora, watching the show gives me the impression that when she's not working, she loves to be home. She's definitely a homebody. She reminds me of myself. I'm ambiverted, so it depends, depends. I could sometimes be a homebody or I can be extroverted. It depends on the situation. Aoki goes out with her friend Lala, who happens to be a friend of Kim and her second a second mother figure to her, like a second mom to her. Lala is basically complimenting Aoki, saying, she looks zen, she looks more mature. Aoki said she wanted a break after leaving Harvard, and Lala calls her out for her lack of communication. Lala thinks she needs to communicate more effectively, that it was selfish of her, to miss so much family time, even though she does deserve her rest. Two things can be true at once. Aoki said, she got it. It finally sunk in. I'll call and I'll check in more. And so they're having family dinners. So according to Kimora, family dinners are important to her, especially since Aoki has returned home. Ming thinks that it's delusional for Aoki to think that things would return back to normal. After being home for just 6 months, Aoki wants to tell them that she said this in her confessional, that she loves them more because she feels like it's not said enough. Ming has a fashion shoot on Friday, and Ming thinks that she and Aoki can communicate better. But all in all, it's sisterly love. Let's get into episode 4, Baby Fat or Buzz. Kimora, she says that Ivy Leaguers tend to look down on other schools. Aoki says that she double majors in classic and government. She graduated from Harvard early. She said she is, and I quote, "I'm one of the youngest people with my degree in the world." Ming graduated from NYU in 2023. She majored in fashion, business, and consumer behavior. I love that. She said we all can't go to Harvard. And Kimora wants to discuss the brand with her daughters. It is a Baby Fat's 25th year anniversary. They have varsity jackets, and Kimora loves working with her daughters. And she says that she wants them to inherit the company in a few years. And so she's basically training them and allowing them to, do things to represent the company on their own, And she said Baby Fat, Aoki's like, Baby Fat is as old as me. And in the meeting, the daughters were being immature and kind of going back and forth with each other. And so Ming says that she is the creative director for Baby Fat, and she participates in photo shoots. Aoki said she recently started working for Baby Fat, so she's not clear what her responsibilities are. And so Ming is saying her responsibilities are, similar. And she feels like she wants... they have similar responsibilities. And Kimora said she wants her kids to be independent. Kimora said she wants her girls to inherit Baby Fat, but they have to earn it. Kimora wants Ming and Aoki to work as a team. Now we are at Baby Fat Co. in West Hollywood, California. None of Kimora's boys answered the phone. She wanted to show off her new glasses to her son. And Kimora says, it's given no one wants to talk to mom. And she said she doesn't want to be treated that way. She was so disappointed. Kimora loves her kids. And one thing I can say about her, and she keeps the baby fathers out of it. And I love that for her. And so the boys were in Kimora's home gym in their house in LA, Cali. And so Ming goes to Aeriform Arts to meet with Mirta Avali. She is an aerial yoga instructor. That sounds fun. I definitely want to try it. I love yoga. Ming says that she was very nervous to try. Ming is annoyed because she invited Aoki, and Aoki arrived 25 minutes late. And so she sets up her camera. Aoki is a social media influencer. She has her YouTube, so she loves taking videos. And so they kind of, they butt heads, but because they are very close in age, and they've done everything together, but now they're very different and they're older. And Ming says, as the oldest, as I was telling you guys before, I take on more responsibilities. And Aoki said, Ming's an Aquarius and I'm a Leo. She's a little hesitant when it comes to trying new things. And so Ming says that Aoki is a free spirit. And Ming wants to discuss the photo shoot. Ming needs Aoki's help and wants Aoki to pull her weight. Aoki said, I don't want to help you. I'm not against, in her confessional, she said, I'm not against working with Ming. She feels that Ming is very smart. She's very, really good at, the creative side, the fashion side, and the design side of the business. But she doesn't like that her older sister likes to take over. And she says that, being that her sister's the oldest, she's used to Ming, telling her what's what. But Aoki finds it annoying. Ming is very type A, similar to me. Aoki's more type B. She's a free spirit, like her sister said. And then Kimora goes out to lunch to have a drink with Lala. She gets a little drunk off one sip. She said that's why she doesn't drink. And so she calls Ming on the phone to corroborate that, her drinking even a little bit can get her off kilter. She is happy that all her kids are in town, but it's a little crazy. Ming and Kimora are very similar. According to Aoki, she wants her daughters to take the reign of the company. Ming and Aoki are at a Baby Fat photo shoot with Steven Simone, who is the photographer. Ming is directing her and her mom and Aoki. And Aoki feels like her mom motivates her to be a better model. She's glad that Aoki is home. Ming missed Aoki's presence in her life and in the house. And I'll be back on Friday to review episodes 5 and 6. And next Tuesday, the final episodes 7 and 8. Until then, Merry Christmas and take care of yourselves. Peace.